The best UFC performances ever. This is a very good topic because sometimes we have seen a lot of good performances in this year 2024. Man, I think that we have seen one of the best performances ever inside the UFC, and that thing is really good for me because I can do this video. Let's get started with Peter versus Cory Sandhegan. So I think that this fight between Peter and Cory Sandhegan showed levels because Pereira in that fight was an absolute monster. He was showing the perfect boxing and counter striking because he was countering everything that Sandhagen was throwing at him, and that thing was beautiful because he was able to find the perfect shots, the jabs, the straight shots. Everything was landing beautifully. He was having beautiful kicks to the body, kicks to the legs. Man, that thing was perfect, and I think that Peter showed levels to this game, and I think that few guys can show this level of ability inside the octagon as Peter in that night. So he was the perfect grappling. Cory Sandhagen wasn't able to find anything on the ground, and Peter in that night showed why he was the champion. And the thing with Peter is that when you are watching him fight, looks like art. He's throwing the shots, he's doing everything so perfect that looks like a dance. And this thing made me believe that this was one of the best performances that I have ever seen. And if you didn't watch the fight, I recommend that you watch the fight and have your own conclusions about this fight and how great was the performance from Peter. So the next fight is Alex Pereira versus Jiri Prochazka 2. We have seen this fight not so long ago, UFC 303. Alex Pereira just showed levels to this game. He showed that nobody is fighting on the feet against him and is winning. Nobody. Even Adesanya, I don't care who, nobody is beating him on the feet. And was an effortless victory from Alex Pereira. Everything was landing. He won the first round, dropped Jiri at the last minute, didn't finish the fight right there in the first round, went to the second and landed the beautiful, a perfect switch kick. He switched stance and threw his kick with the left leg, and man, was beautiful. Nobody is beating Pereira on the feet, and he showed greatness. He could defend his title for the second time and was the first to do it after John Jones retired and vacate the light heavyweight belt. And if he defends the title for the third time against Ankalaev, this will make this performance even greater because he will be defending his title 3 times. And man, this is crazy, and I think that Pereira has a better resume than Khabib right now, mainly because of this performance against Prochazka. You are seeing this guy dominate every single opponent on the feet, every single. Double champ, and he became double champ. What more? What? Everything is perfect to this guy. The build up to this fight, Jiri Prochazka being afraid of him was a nasty KO. Man, this was one of the best performances that we have ever seen inside the UFC. So next we have Cody Garbrandt versus Dominick Cruz. This was the fight that made me make this video because this performance was legendary. I was watching this fight and man, Cody Garbrandt was on another level that night. He was beating Dominick Cruz at his own style, using footwork, head movement, was landing straight shots, was moving, circling. Everything was perfect to him. Everything was perfect to him that night. He beat the bantamweight gold on his own style, using footwork. He humiliated Dominick Cruz as if he was an amateur. And the thing of this performance is the fact that all alpha male team couldn't beat Dominick Cruz, but Cody could that night. He could beat Dominick Cruz. He got the victory for alpha male team. So I believe that this was a great performance in terms of the pure performance and the greatness behind the performance, because it was a great moment. He dethroned the bantamweight gold. That is crazy, and I don't see many people talking about this performance as I'm talking. So talking about the next performance, the next best performance was Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. This performance was to show that Adesanya was still on, because he went up before this fight He had a snooze fest against Yoel Romero and was a really boring performance. He first knocked out Whitaker, then tried to defend against Romero. He had a really bad performance against Romero, and many people can say that he lost the fight, but he didn't lose officially, at least. But then he went up to try fight Jan Blachowicz. He tried, but he was humbled by a bigger man, and there UFC showed why there is weight classes. He went to that fight with weighing in like 190, 191, 195. Man, was awful, man. Was really awful. He didn't cut any weight to that fight, so that was worrying. So talking about the performance, was a striking masterclass. It was kicking the shit out of Paulo Costa's legs. He was beating him with the jab, was circling, was outside, and then hit him with the perfect counter using his footwork, and then he was like bam with his right hook. Man, it was the left and the right, and then we were seeing Paulo Costa going down, and he finished on ground and pound, and was a beautiful perfect performance from Israel Adesanya, and the hype, man, was all-time high. I don't know why Adesanya has these type of performances that then goes into have one of the worst performances of his life. I don't know why, but this is the thing. Going to the next, Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje. Man, this performance just showed that Max was on another level. He became a perfect striker and the best at 155 and probably at 145. If he beats Tupuria, will prove that he is the best striker nowadays at 145. So the thing about this performance is the fact that Max Holloway was being dismissed by everyone. Everyone was saying that Justin Gaethje would murder him, would knock him out, and would make him like he would beat him easily. But Max Holloway just became a power puncher out of nothing. He knocked out TKZ, and now he knocked out Justin Gaethje, back-to-back knockouts. And the thing about this performance is the fact that he was not the same. He was doing a different game because he was hitting to the body, hitting to the head, hitting spinning kicks. He was showing a perfect boxing. He was not trying to find that 5, 6, 7 combo. He was not a volume puncher, was more of a power puncher. And this is the perfect thing about the performance. Max Holloway showed another level of striking. Same thing. He was having the perfect footwork, the perfect head movement, good movement. He was circling and stuff. And the thing that he knocked out Justin Gaethje in the last minute of the last round turned this performance into one of the best performances ever.